Mr. Chairman, Monsieur le Président de l'Assemblée nationale, Your Excellency, whose mere presence is a sign of cooperation between the nations, Madame the Secretary General, Monsieur le Directeur de l'IEJ, members of the jury, charming, belle girl, competitive, members of the government, friends from the opposition, ladies and gentlemen of the House, good evening. Now, we have heard a lot from our first speaker, Rémi. He said us first that, yes, we would never have gotten where we are without competition, we're just main in caves. Right, competition helped us to a certain extent, but I don't know if you noticed, we have no fur, we have no clothes, we have, we have muscles to a certain extent in the opposition, and I'm sure also in the proposition. But there is no way, ladies and gentlemen, that we could have made it out of the jungle, out of the prehistory, without cooperation, Also, you mentioned it very well, we all agreed on the rules before coming. Fair rules, fair competition does not exist without cooperation. We all agreed on the rules before coming here, didn't we? Isn't that a sign of cooperation? Now, I would like to do some more definition. The dictionary defines cooperation as working towards a common goal. Cooperation can be both a means and an end.
On that
Cooperation is an ideal of a society. No, thank you. On the contrary, competition is a situation in which two or more people are trying to get something which only one can have. Competition may be a means, ladies and gentlemen, but is it an end that society would choose above cooperation? Now, there is another word in emotion, ladies and gentlemen, better. What does it mean to be better? Better for whom? For what? Are you better because you got a Rolex before you were age 50 or something? We in the opposition believe that better is a better world. And it is cooperation and not competition that is going to take us there. Don't you agree, sir?
Actually, I don't. When you said that we agreed on the rules and it was cooperation, surely it was only in order to compete better.
That is true, but cooperation is the essence of everything. Competition is merely a sub-part of cooperation. And how can you say that the part is better than the whole? Now, ladies and gentlemen, you're right. The government is offering you a world ruled by rivalry, envy, and ultimately conflict. But we in the opposition will show you that this is not what society is looking for today. We offer you peace, a sustainable future, harmony, and justice.
Point of information.
Yes, please.
Okay, so we're standing here in the Hôtel de la Cé, which is the very symbol of the French democracy, which we all know takes its roots in the French Revolution. My question to you, Ms. Momméja, is do you believe the French revolutionaries should have cooperated with the aristocrats?
But didn't they cooperate all together to fight against another corporation of people to reach their goal? Now, ladies and gentlemen, imagine yourself in a world of pure competition. It would be the Jungle Book and not the Disney version. And you decided to compete if you had eliminated all your rivals. Sure, you'd win, but you'd be all alone. No man is an island, as John Donne says. Man's first instinct may be to compete, but when he stops to think, what does he do? He asks others for help. All living creatures do this, whether they're ants or wolves. They understand that united we stand, divided we fall. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, without cooperation, no thank you, there wouldn't even be human society, because by its very nature, society is cooperative. Now today, we're building a more enlightened society, which has been achieved by working hand in hand, and really, with all due respect to Your Excellency, only the Irish have a problem with hands.
On that point?
Yes? Yes?
Ms. Momméja, you're saying that society is
cooperative in essence. But how do you explain that to enter a law school or to enter an engineering school, there is always a competition?
Oh, that's a bit harsh coming from someone from Polytechnique, is it? But ladies and gentlemen, let me remind the government of their time in Prépa, which I'm sure they've all gone through. There was no way they were going to enter the school if they didn't cooperate and share their notes. Now, ladies and gentlemen, oh, come on, don't be fooled. Now, we do not deny the benefits of competition at times. The more civilized among us, the most civilized among us, will know and understand the noble game of cricket, which sends entire nations to sleep every Saturday during summer. This glorious game, ladies and gentlemen, which was probably invented to stop the British primitive male from killing all his rivals, was the result of compromise and cooperation. Why? Because, as I said earlier, the rules had to be made before the competition could take place. Now, our next speaker, Fabian, will explain to you why cooperation is a better goal for the world at large and our only hope for a better future. Natalia, from Russia with Love, will show us how all groups, whatever the structure, have chosen cooperation and will take us on a private tour of a very interesting street. Nicholas will then show you how cooperation is embodied in the individual himself. Oksana will sum up her arguments and tell you that, indeed, competition is not better than cooperation. Ladies and gentlemen, you can have too much competition, but you can never have too much cooperation. Reject the motion.